purchasing or renting your first clarinet. Of course, since it's your first instrument, you probably don't know whether the instrument plays or not, and so you're left at the mercy of a shopkeeper or eBay or a friend or somebody. If you know a clarinet player or you have a teacher already, it's best that you take your teacher with you to buy the new clarinet or to rent a clarinet. So let's talk about the difference between buying and renting. When you rent a clarinet, you're renting an instrument that a shop dealer has bought for a low price, perhaps has worked on it, perhaps has not worked on it. You have no idea of what condition it's going to be, what condition it's going to be in, or what kind of a mouthpiece is going to be on it, and whether in fact the thing plays at all. Now you take a new clarinet and it's probably going to play, but the question is, how good is it going to play? Again, if you have somebody that can help you, that's helpful. If not, you have to trust somebody. I found out over the years that there's always the people that'll buy the most expensive clarinet, there's always people that'll buy or rent the cheapest clarinet, and there's those people that'll buy in the middle tier because they think it's the best value for the money, which I tend to think is true. So if you have nobody to help you, I'd say the middle range is a good range. Now, my friend Ruben Allen and I have this company called AV Clarinets, and we have a very nice student instrument. We call it the Educator. And of course we have a whole line of clarinets from very expensive to the entry-level clarinet. I think the entry-level clarinet is very good. Let me first just play a few notes on this very, very expensive clarinet of mine so you can hear the difference. So that's a custom-made clarinet with a custom-made barrel, a custom-made bell, and a custom-made mouthpiece. Now, we're going to go to the student instrument. Just as it came out of the case, the only thing that's going to be custom-made is the mouthpiece. And we'll talk about mouthpieces later. But for right now, I just want you to hear the difference in the two clarinets. So as you can hear, there's very, very little difference in this student clarinet and this clarinet that I've got thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars into, which is the reason I think this student clarinet is such a good value for anybody looking for a first-time clarinet. If you rent, the rentals these days go from about $50 to $60 a month. So if you were going to rent for 12 months, it makes sense for you to buy one of our entry-level clarinets, the Educator. Just a great clarinet, and you know it's going to play. And when we get them from our source, we go over all of them, check all the pads, make sure the horn makes perfect sense before we sell it to you. So I think the value of what we're selling is good. Which brings me to the next important point, which is the mouthpiece, which is the part that makes the sound. Now, if you're renting a clarinet, who knows what you're going to get? If it's a dealer that knows something about a clarinet, you might get something that actually plays. If not, you probably won't. If it's been rented before, it's probably the same mouthpiece that was on it from whoever rented it before, and you're just getting it sanitized, and you get to live with the problems. So when you start, you should have a good mouthpiece, and if you need to even hire somebody to go out and select a mouthpiece for you, it's something you should do, because if you don't do it, it's not fun. The same thing is said for the clarinet. If it's not easy to play, it's not fun. I remember that after about a year, I broke my first clarinet in half because I was so mad because I couldn't get better on it. And my parents ended up buying me a clarinet very similar to the other one I played for you. And I learned it with leaps and bounds. But it's something I couldn't do on an inferior rental clarinet. And so it's just so important that the equipment that you have is superior. And just think of it this way: if an expert professional musician can't play on a student clarinet, how do you expect some poor 10-year-old or 9-year-old or however you are when you start to be able to even get a sound out of an instrument that doesn't work? There's only so many weeks of frustration they can take before they give up. So the whole idea is for them not to give up and to enjoy what they're doing. So what I'm suggesting to you is that you try our AV Educator Clarinet, and I think you're going to be very happy. And my name is Mike Vaccaro. You can go to avclarinets.com. My partner's name is Ruben Allen. You can go to rubenallen.com. And you can get the clarinets from either one of us. They're on the general market. We guarantee our instruments. If you don't like them, you can send them back. And thanks for taking the time to listen. Exit music. All right, so let's listen.
Yeah, I think that clarinet does sound good.
It's amazing.
It is amazing.
It really is amazing. I mean, $695, like probably $8,000.
That's the thing that's so amazing.
I could take that on the concert stage. No one will know the difference. I mean, there's subtle differences, but I mean, the
And
kid's never going to notice the difference.
Yeah.